Hey guys, all right, let's talk about credit freezing. We launched a video back in September 2017. We'll put the link in the description below. It'll give you a little bit more information about the Equifax hack that happened last year, where roughly 150 million Americans had their identities stolen through one of the three main credit bureaus. Very scary incident. We'll provide some resources in that video so you can check and see if you were one of those people. Now, at that time, we also addressed freezing credit as a potential protective measure against identity theft. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that today because Congress has passed a bill where they are going to make freezing your credit free. So 4 months after Trump signs the bill, we as consumers are not going to be expected to pay for this action any longer. And that'll save everybody somewhere between $2 to $10 per bureau, depending on your state. Now, obviously, that's not going to be a make or break decision for people, but it does make it more appealing, which might influence more people to be tempted to take this action. And I just want to address the other side of the equation. As somebody that believes strongly in leverage being one of the key ingredients to wealth creation, freezing your credit makes that process much more difficult. On this channel, we talk in damn near every video about utilizing other people's money to create wealth. How can we borrow at low or even in some cases 0% interest rate capital and reinvest it into investments that speculatively can produce rates of return that might even far exceed the cost of the money that you're borrowing. That's really the objective here. And that also sometimes includes investing it against debt that charges higher amounts of interest. Well, if I want to borrow debt weapons or capital accounts that allow me to improve my margins and my general cash flow, freezing my credit will make that a challenge. Most lenders that offer various types of capital are going to rely on credit reports, general credit worthiness, as a major decision maker within their underwriting. If you don't have the credit worthiness, you're probably not going to get the loan. So think of your credit report very similarly to your life's financial report card. If you're not showing a strong report card or have the inability to present a report card to somebody that's trying to determine your likelihood of repayment, it might be easier for them just to simply decline the application. So if you want to optimize your opportunities, if you want access to as many possible ways of creating wealth, then allowing your credit to remain open and available is a very important piece to that. So how do we then protect ourselves is a better question. Well, I would say that number one, monitor your credit. You don't have to pay to do this, okay? I monitor my credit through Credit Karma. There are other ways of doing this, some of which we're going to be revealing here in the near future. Credit Karma is a great starting point. It doesn't cost any money. And just simply turn your notifications on through your mobile device, and they'll alert you anytime there's any activity that's taking place, whether it's initiated by you or somebody that's not you, which is the problem. And if it is initiated by somebody other than you, usually it's easy to mitigate that problem fairly easily, rather than if you find it down the road. It can become extremely difficult to get identity theft corrected if it's something that you haven't noticed for quite some time. The second possible solution for this that you can rely on are various, what you might call insurance protections. These are companies like Identity Shield or Lifelock. We've used Identity Shield now for a very, very long time, years and years, got to be over 10 years now. It's an additional $10 per month. So there's a slight expense to it, but for us, it's worth the protection, even though obviously we hope we never have to rely on it. And we have not up till now. Lifelock is an alternative to that. And again, these are companies you're gonna wanna do your own research about, because even companies like Lifelock, I hear from time to time certain controversies that are taking place with that company. So is it worth the money? Is it not worth the money? It's hard to say. I will say that monitoring your credit as a first step is one of the most important things that you should be doing already. With that in mind, for a varying perspective, I would check out our friend Meet Kevin's channel for his recent video, which we'll link in the description below as well. In the meantime, I hope videos like this help you out. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, take care and make it a great day.